And it is, of course, on train, as we will see Optic Gaming get the one kit and smoke. Meanwhile, on the CLG side, of course, they can't buy kits, but they can buy double flash and smoke. And it looks like both teams are just going to be playing a little slow to start the round off. But based on CLG's setup, it looks like an A split perhaps down the ladder.
Yeah, I do think that CLG will be going for an Ivy and ladder split, maybe pinching on that side from both sides. But it does look like they do opt to fall back after that great shot coming out from Cutler to get them up numbers. Alu going down towards that Ivy. And that's making the CTs play towards that back bomb, towards that Hell, and towards that old bomb train. Great job here from CLG with that early pick.
Yeah, now they have so much space. And so much time, too, over a minute to still work with. As Optic Gaming haven't really pushed anyone for information. They're just playing the range game with their USPs. And Mixwell being towards Old Bomb, he can get towards CT nice and quick and help out Magis, get a moment's notice. But it looks like CLG have now settled into what they're going to do. 2 out T-Con, 2 out ladder. They'll smoke off Z, and now they're going to go HS from back sight. Gets spotted and tagged down to 91, but he has to stay alive. Allow Mixwell to come over and help him out, and there's Freiberg. Will start it off nicely for Optic Gaming. Freiberg out of nowhere gets a second before he'll go down towards FNS, as it is just Optic Gaming having the USP in range here as it's Cutler alone in a 1v3. The bomb is down, and with 18 seconds, he's going to try his best, but he picks up a USP. With this player having and the other player wrapping all the way back around to Z, there's a lot for Cutler to do here. With 8 seconds, I really don't see it happening. Unless he can isolate these 1v1s, but he has to hit those shots. 4 seconds. Don't think it's getting planted.
Get knifed.
Yep, he will get shanked from Mixwell. So Optic Gaming, pretty much thanks to Freiberg, they're getting 2 frags immediately from Ivy before he goes down. It gives so much more room for the players on site to work with, and they will pick up the pistol.
Yeah, Optic did a good job of not committing too much towards that Ivy after the pick goes down. They're playing the distances with that USP, and that allows them to take those easier fights. The Glocks at a distance, yeah, there was a buff to them. The accuracy might have been updated, but nonetheless, the USP is still the range gun, and it shows as Optic picking them apart there in the 4v5.
Looks like Mixwell will be the man with the op, which is, this is early to have it out, isn't it? Round 2 op.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's pretty early to put it on the field regardless. But we do see the force coming on the CLG side. So, you know what? Mixwell might as well use the best gun that he can to get those easy frags. And he's doing exactly that with the opening frag onto Cutler.
Early, but finds success. That nade should do a little bit of damage to Ricky. Get 20 damage nade.
Another
Mixwell's going to find a second, so can't argue the op pick anymore as Ethan spots ladder, realizes there's some company here, uninvited, as they'll go for the drop. A lot of teams have been using this to great success, but not so much when you have pistols, as those SMGs will just mow them down at the knees. Optic Gaming, a flawless round with those SMGs and the op of Mixwell finding some success.
Yeah, it was a great idea from CLG to go for that double head stack for the single ladder guy. Unfortunately, there were 2 people playing in the ladder. The second they both come down, they get mowed down fairly easily by Optic, and 2-0 here. Great start with Mixwell pulling out that op, and that really got them the 2 easy kills, you know, that made it a little less scary for the CTs going into that round. Great gamble by him.
And now, all CLG have is the P250 and Cutler. They'd love a bomb plant, but I don't see Optic Gaming. As you can see, they realize what the situation is, and perhaps they realize, you know what? CLG want a bomb plant, they'll double up towards B. As Magisk will have a molly in hand. Commonly, you do see this even on rifle rounds. Jiggle peek, listen for sound cues. He elects not to use his molly. So he will actually save that to be playing in towards sight and block off one lane of the bomb site. Now, they may get swarmed here. Although Glocks aren't the best against head armor. So we'll see. Magisti's going to smoke ramp. Keep in mind, still has that molly in hand.
Great setup by Optic towards that inner bomb side. I really like this behind the pop dog, playing Magisk on that bomb train looking upper. Easy frag for him, and anybody running out that lower, it's going to be another couple easy frags there for Alu.
Yeah, Magisk is just doing work here towards sight. There's Alu swinging, and Ricky is just stuck in the smoke and now should perish towards ramp, and he will. Another clean round from Optic Gaming. Those SMGs farming up even more cash. And going into the first rifle round, we'll see if they're going to upgrade their UMPs. I mean, if they don't upgrade and still win this round on UMPs, it is just golden.
Yeah,
You're
that's
just
exactly
sitting
what
so
you want
pretty,
here.
right?
It doesn't look like they are going to upgrade. Maybe somebody will pick up an M4 on their side, but it does look like Optic keeping those UMPs and the one FAMAS. And now on the CLG side, like you were saying, If they don't win this round, well, that just bolsters the Optic economy even more. And they're sitting pretty here early on into the CT half.
Oh, Freiburg wants to get aggressive. He accidentally kicks the first flash down to the ground, so has to get another one out. But this deep smoke allows Freiburg to play and hold Ivy control with his UMP. He can peek top, get spotted, knows there's an op there, and he can even hang around here if he'd like to. Play by dumpsters. That nade actually did a lot more damage than I thought it was going to do.
Yeah, 30 damage there. Not too bad from Freiburg. And he's still got that Ivy control now, so this is a great job from him making that early presence, allowing himself to get involved here.
Wow. Who's going to peek first? It's going to be Ricky or Kusta. Who's going to be the first to meet Freiburg here towards Ivy. I fell for that, didn't I?
The only place he could be ever.
The only other place where Freiburg plays is Ricky will take him out. Memory slip aside. That's a good deal for Optic. Oh my goodness, for CLG. Although Ricky and Kusta have taken some significant damage. 72 from the one nade. Ricky from Freiburg will go down to 12. We've seen Optic a man down before. Granted, it was pistol. Well, now with these SMGs, they really have to make a push somewhere, and you can see exactly that.
This is a great job from the Optic side here, pushing up very quickly. Ethan might even get caught out as he's got to put his attention towards that middle, towards that E-box guy. And there you go. Easy frag coming in from Optic. Now they are going to rotate into the ladder, and this is where the rounds may open up for the Euro side.
Cutler going to be able to find two. You can see how low he is now, down to 5. Mixwell, 14 seconds. If we can deny just one,
here it
just
comes.
a plant. Yeah, HS is going to come through the smoke. Oh! We have seen this all too many times so far today. A whiff from behind. He gets that kill. You think he picks up the AK? That bomb probably doesn't go down.
Yeah, 100%. That would have been a huge play from HS coming out of that ladder, catching off the E-box guy and then going for the bomb. Unfortunately, like you said, not able to connect on that shot, and CLG picking up their first round here on train.
Well, and immediately Optic Gaming will go in towards the double op setup. They will take Kusta's. So immediately going into it here on train. It's an expensive way to start your rifle rounds off as a CT, but Optic Gaming feel comfortable in doing so. You can see this allows Ollie to just focus towards Ivy. They have one Maxwell just full attention towards B, and they even have a player pushed up towards E-box, which is such a strong place to have control on the CT side.
Now, the scary part is here, we do see the isolation from HS towards that E-box. So if Optics start clearing out that middle, which they aren't, fortunately, they are going towards that, or CLG going towards that Ivy, and Kusta getting that early pick onto Alu is huge. But now, like I said, HS isolated towards that ladder. He's going to have to come up big, not only watching ladder, but also that T connector. Because for him, Freiburg's concentrated now on the Ivy, and his back is turned.
A lot of ground to cover for HS. There was a lovely play from Optic earlier. They flashed, jumped across. Although it was full blind, didn't stand a chance.
They do bring over the rotate now. Optic playing the 3 people outside, and we only have Magix left towards that inner to hold down, maybe get himself 1-2 kills. If he gets himself 3, that brings Optic right back into the round, but he needs at least 1 or 2 kills here to keep it fair, keep the retake scenario alive.
Just point. He's going to be playing back B site. He'll throw the molly towards upper, so he focuses towards ramp. A good nade in. Yeah, it actually catches that finesse, but Kusta holds on the repeat, because here comes HS.
Again.
He's got him ladder 20 seconds. Can he finish this round? Gets the player with the bomb. Kusta can't find the shot. And HS, a lovely flank, as he may get the third. HS is just shutting down CLG into this round. The ladder position becomes so valuable, and you can see why into that one.
And that's the individual skill we're talking about there. HS pretty much putting that round on his back with that massive flank, picking up 2 kills, almost gets taken out by Kusta there while he's flashed. Fortunately for him, though, Kusta isn't able to connect on the shot. He gets another try, cleans up on Kusta, then picks up that guy coming through the brown halls late. Great round out of HS there. And Optic forcing CLG onto that economy reset. Great job here.
Nice and early, and they keep the double ops. Optic Gaming are sitting pretty to start it off, as the pistols from CLG will spread thin and perhaps try to find some big success.
I do enjoy the fact that CLG creating that Ivy presence always is keeping Optic on their toes. Regardless of how far into the round we go, CLG will always be weary of that Ivy lurk. And this is a great job from CLG, conditioning them early on, regardless of what they plan on doing with it.
It's nice, too, because Ivy is the farthest place from the B bomb site, almost next to T-Con.
Exactly.
And if you can keep an anchor there throughout the entire round, or Ricky can hit shots like that, nearly the second. If Alu had longer hair, maybe he catches that. But they will exchange smokes and frags. But typically speaking, the last player to rotate out from outer yard will be the Ivy player. But if he can keep them there that much longer, as you mentioned, it'd be perfect for CLG. But it looks like they are just going to give up on towards the ladder control. Get ready to go in towards the A site. And Magisk Boy spots this out. Big triple for him. Granted, no armor, so it was an easy spray down for him. At least he made it look easy. As FNS will get caught out towards Ivy. Optic Gaming still looking clean. Magisk Boy getting really into the zone right now as Optic. As CLG, never too early for a pause. And I think this is a prime time to take this pause, considering you can, op out an acoustic glass cannon maybe.
Well, what I was going to say into that round was, yeah, we didn't see the bomb go down for the CLG side, and it very well could have if Magisk didn't opt to play a little bit aggressive, go up into that upper halls and peek that brown hall area and secure those 3 frags. If he did choose to, let's say, play passive, that would have allowed the Glocks to come into that bomb site and maybe, just maybe, keep him busy enough while that bomb's planting, and CLG would have been able to get that plant down, and we'd see AKs on the field instead of the 2 Galils in front of us. However, Magisk's pushing up that upper hall. Great job. Gets that bomb down, a 3K on top of it. And great job from Optic to start this game.
Yeah, because Kusta actually had enough for the armor. My math is not as quick. As he will just go for no utility, of course, whatsoever. Cutler and FNS will go Galils to get the utility, at least something for their side. We haven't seen too much impact from Mixwell. But I imagine he hasn't just been tested yet. But Optic are still, again, in a prime spot. And you can see how this Ivy pressure has made Optic Gaming change up their setup a little bit, pushing a player down towards server. Is that what you call it? You call it server, right?
Yep.
Some people call it something different. NA, we call it server.
Well, Freiburg's had no problem playing aggressive towards that. We saw him earlier in this CT side half push up with that ump, and now he's doing it with that rifle here towards that server. And he does have the bait also helping him out. So Freiburg's in a good spot maybe to get himself 1 or 2 kills, and I really like this adaptation from the Optic side now, playing towards that Z and that heavy bomb. Not really concentrating on that Ivy right now.
Yeah. CLG will do the double drop to get ladder control.
Great flash then, forces Ethan back up. That's going to create a little bit more space, and with 45 seconds left, and look at the nades and utility on the Optic side. They have 2 Molotovs left for the execute, and that's going to be great when it comes to delaying the CTs and forcing them to make a mistake. Another Molotov into that ladder, pushing them right back out.
Oh, Alu. He spotted that elbow, and he is banking on the repeat, but as he loses his teammate, he has to reposition, knowing the players from CLG were coming down ladder. Mixwell has his back. That's a shot Alu should hit, but it gets traded immediately from Freiburg, and Mixwell's getting back involved. Gets his 3rd, as it is just Cutler. And Mixwell is showing you his op is on point, as Magisk Boy will find the last. Optic Gaming 6-1. And that's the lovely setup. Now, SK used to do this setup actually all the time, where they have 1 green, 1 Ivy. And they play a little more passive towards site. I like the Optic iteration where they're willing to get aggressive. Now, if you have ladder control and Ivy control back green, it's so hard to get out as a T. I think Optic Gaming, their setup right now, it's hard to break. And with having no money on the CLG side, it's going to take a bit more grinding to get there.
Well, Optic are doing a good job getting those early picks, not really giving up too many easy picks on themselves, and that's really what's allowing them here with this double op setup to take care of CLG into these late rounds, forcing CLG into what they want. And once again, Magisk, great job here towards that inner bomb site, picking up 2 people and delaying the terrorists. We might not even see a bomb plant go down here, but FNS does get it down, and that is huge.
I think that's all he's going to get until we realize this. As Cutler falls, 12 HP from the Molly. HS cleans it up. Optic Gaming. A plant goes through, not the biggest deal considering, I believe, CLG are on max loss. Or at least that would be, that's 4-round loss. Is my math right? CLG won first pistol, that's 4 rounds? Okay.
They're on 4-round loss, but with that bomb down, it's going to give them enough money to get up to that op. Going to be able to get that utility, and maybe on this outside execute, or maybe the outside presence CLG likes to create towards that Ivy, towards that ladder, we're going to see a little bit more effort put in because they do have the Molotovs, they do have the flashes to really clear out those angles and take their time, create that space for themselves.
Well, we'll see if CLG are going to keep that Ivy pressure. I imagine that's something he'll do nearly every round. Even if you just throw 1 player at the beginning, throw a smoke fall off.
Yep.
Don't always have to keep a player there. I believe this is a pause, perhaps, from CLG. I'd imagine it would be CLG. Being down 7-1, now they got the plant. You got 4-round loss. You'll get the ops. I'm looking for Kusta to get, I imagine, more aggressive shortly. As, yeah, his op will come out this time. He'll get actually smoke behind it. And we'll see what Optic Gaming setup's going to be. Yeah, Freiberg will keep playing Ivy. He'll keep switching it up, but I'm actually keeping 2 players towards that general direction.
Yeah,
by doing this, and with double ops, it lets them put 2B, right? So.
Well, they do have one of the ops inside, right? So they're looking for that easy pick with Alu on that Brown Hall's presence, and CLG is opting to go for it. They've been doing a lot of ladder, a lot of Ivy presence, and this round switching it up. They might actually get caught, but wow. Was that Kusa there or Ethan catching a little angle, little foot of Alu?
Down to 37, he'll go. It looks like they will throw a couple smokes.
Just to bring some rotates over.
Maybe command a player. We'll see. They'll bait out the counter nades from a Just Boy.
Oh my gosh, look at the rotations coming in from Optic. We've got 2 players stuck in Z, and if they do time this perfectly on the CLG side, they're in a good position to move outside, but it's actually looking like it might be a double fake here as they haven't decided to go down ladder. They are moving back towards that inner bomb site. Cutler, Ricky, and Kusta do have the utility to do it here.
They're giving time for Ricky to work towards Ivy. They've thrown the nades, trying to pull the rotations. Worked the first time, and the second time it will work even better. As he is just going to be the nail on the board for CLG into this round. But just can't find the first one. Mixwell, good trade. But Cutler and Co. will get out towards the site. They have the smokes to cut off the angles. Easy bomb plant and a double op retake, especially with Alu going down there from Kusta. It's simply not going to happen. As Mixwell may be able to find Ricky, and he will. But that is all he'll find in this round. CLG will get their second, and that was just very patient from CLG. Optic Gaming were the ones who were running around the chessboard.
Mixwell's looking for more kills here. He's trying to do as much economy damage as he can, and this is great. I'm not sure what the economy is really sitting like on the Optic side. I do believe they in a position here where they're going to get 2 or 3 more gun rounds in, but regardless, going for these kills here into these rounds is crucial here. And with that being said, look at the economy on the Optic side. We have at least 2 players sitting above 10K, I believe, or at least 1, with those ops coming on the field. Optic are poised to buy back in like nothing happened and bring this right back. So it does look like they were able to string out 1 more solid buy, but this is about it. Another double op setup coming out.
Yep. Is Ali going to go for the opener once more? He will by stop. Holding sandwich / T-Con. CLG, of course, will continue to have that Ivy pressure from Ricky. They like getting upper Brown Hall's control, as most teams do in their opening few rounds. Their opening rounds of most gun rounds. Opening rounds of most gun rounds. That's a first for me. Rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? As HS will hold E-Box towards ladder. So this time, Optic want to get a little more aggressive. If they can get HS and ladder once more, it's been a little bit since he's done this. And having the support from the op to hold T-Con, he has no worries in the world other than getting pre-fired, maybe.
Oh, he's going to pick up this kill. That's a great kill from him. If he's able to get out without that trade, this is massive for the Optic side. Going up numbers with the double op setup. And we're going down into the 40-second mark now here, Keith. It's getting a little bit scary for CLG as this clock starts to burn away.
Yeah, with 50 seconds dead on. And you only have 1 smoke to execute with, and you're a man down. Plus you have to worry about the flank, and Ricky's on the opposite side of the map. Things are becoming dire.
Great flash from Magis. A little bit more time pushed into that delay, and that's exactly what they needed here. He's got a Molotov as well, so the second any presence is made, you're going to see that Molotov drop, and great effort.
That was actually a teammate Smalley behind Majestic come in, and now he's able to just take these gunfights. The players from CLG are separated. That Molly is going to land on the ramp, although the smoke came down to deny the first.
Great job.
Yeah.
He cut off the last 2 terrorists from even coming into the site to help their teammates, and now the rotations are in from Optic with that bomb down in sight.
And they're not
10
even
seconds
they can't.
left. Nope.
Yeah, and if you can isolate and separate T's on an execution, you can see how easy that was.
Yeah, it was just basically because of the fact that the bomb going down early, not moving into the site, the person isolated in sight couldn't tap the bomb, couldn't really do anything with it to force Magis to come and get the kill. So with that being said, Magis is able to play around that bomb site, play around the pop dog, throw another Molotov through the smoke, and just continue on the delay. Had, however, the bomb actually gone with that terrorist into the site, well, maybe he's able to tap it now, pull Magisk out, who's trying to stop that plan. Unfortunately, it doesn't happen that way in Optic. Get their 8th round.
And it was really nice that Magisk's teammate threw a molly first at ramp, and Magisk being close can actually throw his behind the smoke.
Well, I think there was a little bit of miscommunication too,
because
Magisk had
it
his
worked out though,
and then
didn't
it came out. Yeah, for sure. But Mixwell getting this early frag onto FNS, another great pick towards that brown hall for the Optic side.
Oh, great trade from Ethan, but you can see how low he goes, down to 9 HP. But they have opened up some time and some room for Ricky to now take full IV control. And we'll see if Optic Gaming are going to do a late retake on it. Ricky whiffs a little bit, and HS will full on capitalize on it. And CLG are a man down. Cutler stuck back red towards outer yard. And now Koost has been spotted. As Cutler's going to try to push back towards Old Hell / back green. Needs to find a clean frag, and he can. It's HS once more, who is just mopping up these CLG members. And Kusta in a 1v4, 55 seconds, has the bomb. But does he have a chance? Nice shot on the Magisk.
Kill.
3 more to go. And
like
2 of which are oppers, so there is still a chance from Kusta. It takes a little bit of timing and a lot of grace and luck.
Good flash there from Mixwell. That's going to give him a little bit of space. He did spot Kusta here, I do believe, and there it is.
Alu from top red finds the last. 9-2 from Optic Gaming. Both games so far today have been very quick rounds at the beginning, very snappy games, at least first half-wise.
Yeah, we're finding that one team's coming out, finding that pace, finding that momentum very early on, and they're just pushing away, running away with it. And it's the second team, or the follow-up team, and this match it was Counter Logic Gaming. Last match we had Luminosity, but fortunately CLG in this situation, hard-pressed to really find that momentum early on their T side, and that's what they needed here. They need that early good start, I feel like, to give them that momentum, mount a lot of rounds, and maybe get in Optic's face early on. Now Optic, with that momentum, with that individual skill, well, their players are all confident, and it looks like they're starting to run away with this half.
It's one of these almost throwaway rounds from CLG where your economy's broken. Yeah, you have loss bonus, but you're not at the point where buying every round is logical. So just P250s. And not much impact can be found. Look at Optic Gaming's Ivy setup here. They've just had it on lock. Finding space for the oppers to find impact. As Alu finds Ricky. And FNS would love to punch in those digits on the B site. Which is doable based on this position from Magistboy.
No, it looks like Magist is going to be able to get very easy kills. This is a great setup from him. The third kill, doesn't go his way. Kus is able to get it, but the rotation is already in on the site. Magist is able to make that early call, get himself some kills, and it's going to be a 10th round going the way of Optic here. Ooh, Aloe almost got mollied out there.
Kus is going to go, and there you have it. It just finds the last. So 10-2. CT side train put on full display. Now, it will again be a full buy from CLG, have no worry. But the question is, can they start to get rifle rounds?
Well, it's all going to have to start here. And with it going into this late half now, if CLG are able to pick up this round, yeah, it's 3 rounds, but they need to mount that round back right away. They can't really have any economy reset at this point. These last 3 rounds are much needed for their T side to carry on to CT. Because if Optic, let's say, finish this 12-3, 13-2 and take that T side pistol, which is very doable, I mean, CLG is going home very early today in this first match.
Well, they've had no problem getting upper brown control. It's transitioning that. As maybe now it's around the crack open Ivy and Ricky will take down Freiberg. Ricky's going to just pump the brakes a little bit, slow things down, and immediate response from Optic Gaming. Well, they'll take Ivy, we'll take T-Con. And HS is going to do just that. And you see CLG don't really want to do much on the Ivy, they're just holding it right now.
Yeah, and this is where it gets scary here because there is the 2 isolated players towards that outside, HS and Alu. However, I mean, if HS goes down, that's going to open up that whole front side of the bomb site towards that ladder, towards that Olaf area. The only real reinforcement area that we have on the Optic side is towards that Ivy, and even that's getting pulled off as you do see Mixwell rotate that op towards that inner bomb site. So we have 2 one-on-ones set up towards that outside.
Alu can't die here. Get the molly, and he'll fall to Old Bomb. Well, that smoke actually helps him hold it. Yeah, it comes down to great timing here from HS. If he can peek and catch them with the back turns, Alu, no such luck for him as HS is going to have to come out of T-Con. It's one of the rotations, but yeah, Ethan holds the smoke, knowing CLG just knew right away that they lost T-Con control and assumed some from Optic was there.
Yeah, that was a great job from Ethan. They smoke it off, they take their time, work the other areas of the map, and then force HS to make that play through the smoke, and that's where you have Ethan waiting. Great round from CLG. Getting their third round, and in doing so, keeping 4 people alive will allow them to build that economy very quickly here with their first round win. Oh my gosh, he's going for it.
Okay. Does he have any utility? He doesn't, but he's able to find Ethan. CLG are taking odd peeks all of a sudden, as this isn't going to happen. There's no way, but he hits a nice shot. That's a 4th. He does have a kit, and he has to stick it. Kusta has to peek it with 2 seconds. No, Kusta's good. He's good for the shot, but that came down to Mixwell just lurking around the site, waiting time, giving an illusion they're saving. And he found individual one-on-ones until he had a 4K.
Yeah, that was a great job from Mixwell. They're really catching CLG off guard. They thought that Mixwell, well, he was running around.
Yeah.
He was going to go and save. Next thing you know, Mixwell's pushed up on that bomb site, getting himself that early frag. And alongside that, he picks himself up 2 more there. Great job from Mixwell, hurting that economy on CLG. And look at that. Going into this round, look at the economy on CLG. Only 3 smoke grenades through the whole set.
Oh, Mixwell continuing the constant pressure that he's applied. Gets the opening pick, even followed up by from HS. And CLG.
And this is exactly what you didn't
it's
need.
hard.
This is exactly what you didn't need. Unfortunately, CLG going down 2 men right into the start of this round here.
Oh, and then jumping through a molly, trying to get in towards B by himself as FNS, trying to find something for his team. As Cutler will get a good timing here on Alu.
He can get one
holding
more.
Towards T-Con, and HS gets caught out. All of a sudden, from a 5v3, turned into a 2v2. But Freiberg, look what he has. He's found the Easter egg, and he will nest on it as Mixwell is just not missing. Cutler was able to open up the A site, and Ethan's caught off from Freiberg, 11-3. From looking great from Optic to CLG bringing it back to money play from Freiberg, pushing and finding that bomb as he did.
Yeah, there was some great individual skill on the CLG side to bring that round back. Cutler there towards that back of bomb, really opening up the round and giving them the possibility to win it. Unfortunately, just the fact that they had no idea where the last 2 CTs were and the CTs knew where they were, well, that's going to go against your favor there. Optic picking up 2 great kills, Freiberg picking up the final one, and going into this last round of CT side, well, now CLG on those pistols against the op of Mixwell. Ooh.
Those bullets vanished, as HS will make up for it, however. When a Mag 7 fails, FAMAS has the backup.
Here's
as
Mixwell
I
now.
think he spotted those feet. He should have, but he also has to worry about Ivy. The first eagle shot will connect. Mixwell takes the bait, spots the player there. That's Kusta. It's a ringer, and now Kusta has it up, and HS is tagged on site. Still a chance for this round to turn around in towards Optic's favor, but it looks like CLG with site control, but big flank from him. Just boy through T-Con, gives time for HS now to rotate off because they haven't planted.
This is perfect. Oh, unfortunately, Ricky, good timing. I thought Ricky was going to move towards that old bomb and allow HS to move in. I thought HS was going to read that play that the CT spawn was open. Unfortunately for HS, not too aware of that. He gets caught out there by Ricky. The inner bomb site's open, and now Magisk in that 2-on-1. Is he going to be able to bring Optic to that 12th round here?
Well, he does have a molly and a smoke. Question is he going to be ready for these positions?
I don't think he's going to check under him, and that's what's going to catch him here.
Yeah, especially this player Ricky going all the way around to back CT. It comes down to if he can win the one-on-one against Ricky and not get spotted. Oh, he will spot this player. Can he win the duel? He will. Cutler goes down, and now he knows where Ricky is. He has a smoke, and he's going to use his molly accordingly.
Oh, good molly.
He even has a flash. He's going to stick this defuse. Ricky full blind, but he will connect the headshot when it matters. 11-4 at half. I mean, it's still rocky for CLG, but 11-4 is recoverable.
Yeah, especially going into your CT side. It's obviously the easier side on a map like Train, and that's going to allow CLG to at least mount a comeback here and have a fighting chance. It all starts with this pistol round, and if they're able to get this pistol round, this game's alive. Unfortunately, Optic taking this pistol out of CLG's hands, I mean, this game's going to end, or it does look like it may end a little bit earlier than we expected here if Optic wins their T-side pistol.
It's the day of on-fire oppers. Earlier it was Nifty, now it's Mixwell.
Well, I mean, I believe Hayes was talking to that point earlier when he was on the analyst desk. With the current meta being set up the way it is right now, the op really is the most impact that you can have on your team for those early round situations. And when an op is getting frags very easily, very early on, I mean, your team, that alleviates so much pressure on the rest of your players, regardless if it's an eco round, regardless if it's a gun round. So the ops coming out to play today in these first 2 matches have been crucial in the success of both Renegades and now Optic.
Jumping into the other half as soon as these players are ready. I mean, I think it's safe to say Ricky tried. Cutler had some good plays there within getting some timing. But they're going to need more onto their CT side, and it will have to start with Pistol. As Mixwell really started to impress me. Alu didn't have so much success with his op, but Mixwell just picking up the slack, being aggressive towards B, being an anchor, rotating. He did it all, and will he continue to do it?
Yeah,
on the T side.
Mixwell finishing out that first half with 130 ADR. You can't really complain about that.
You can't.
And then I believe the second person to him was sitting at 108. So 2 players on Optic coming out with a bang here, and that's phenomenal from the Euro mix side.
Yep, and HS having that one big round of getting that triple, denying Plant, finding Kusta, and then even holding the Brownhall's flank. So every player, and you know what? That kind of plays. Based on what I've seen so far in this game, it plays in what the desk said. Individual plays is what Optic like to rely on. And we saw nearly every player have an individual play in a round that won them the round. Freiburg on Pistol. Granted, that didn't end up going their way. I know it did end up going their way. Freiburg getting 2 from back green. HS, the triple kill. We've seen Magis lock down B countless times. Alu getting a couple picks here and there, and Mixwell having his big plays. So you've seen individual plays win rounds for Optic Gaming, which is harder to do on the T side, kind of.
100%.
Yeah.
I agree.
In my opinion. Some people say they feel like pressure's alleviated on the T side and they feel like they can run around a bit more, but I feel like it's easier to make individual plays on CT. In my opinion. I can be wrong. I'm willing to be wrong.
I feel like on CT, if your team's able to communicate with you properly and the information being fed to you, that's where your plays on CT really open up. However, though, Optic now onto that T side. It's going to be interesting where they opt to go with this pistol round. And I'm going to take a guess here. I'm going to think they're going to keep those Glocks at a close fight. I'm going to say they're going towards that inner bomb site.
Between which one?
I think they're going to be going towards that inner bomb site. But they do buy 5 armors here. No
utility at all. So this is a very in-your-face, we want to fight, but we have nothing to stop you from popping us from a range with your USP. This could just be a straight-up down ramp push. We'll see, but it's similar setup to what CLG went for on their T side setup. 2 players Ivy, a couple players holding ladder. With the bomb and Alu and T-Con. They're going to try to just swarm these A players, I think.
Yeah, it's going to be just a 2-2-1 hit. 5 armors, just looking for frags here. Finesse with the kid and smoke. He might be able to get away with something right here. And here comes that Ivy hit from the Optic side.
Oh, he's taking this fight. Mixwell's going to keep him back. Ricky from the whole back sight taps a second. That's Ricky looking good in this pistol. Nice third one on the Freiburg. And right now it's the Ricky show. As he will end up with 3 all headshots. The third one a little bit of flare on it. And CLG, as we mentioned, it's recoverable on the CT. It has to start with pistol. Pistols are so vitally important in a match life. And you know what? If they can start off hot, maybe they can start the shift here.
Exactly. Starting off with this pistol round, great job from CLG. And now moving into this eco round, we do see the side of Optic go for the full save here. So they're looking for those ops going into that first gun round. And CLG, well, if Optic's taking down guns, if they're doing that economy damage over these next few rounds, that is very scary for the CLG side, because what they're trying to do now going into this early CT, keep as many people alive as they can, build that economy early on, and really allow themselves to play for later into this half and have more buys than saves.
Well, I've actually been noticing this a lot more, as you mentioned. Buying just upgraded pistols. That was close. FNS on 13.
Great job from Cutler, though, playing that crossfire setup in the sandwich, picking up that easy kill, but look at HS towards the inner.
Although Kusta, a nade on HS, bullets for Freiburg.
Ooh, I think Magic is going to pick this one up as well.
FNS. Yep, lucky timing. FNS was looking that way, and just as he peers away back towards Ivy, that's when he gets caught. Ricky dropping bomb. Should be able to spin around. Nearly spins around on towards Magis Boy. But the pistol will be there to finish it up. 11-6. And I've been seeing this more and more from some teams where on T side, actually on CT side more than on T side, where if you lose your pistol, you buy upgraded pistols for the following 2 instead of forcing into the second.
Well, yeah, that's just because of the aim punch update that they recently updated. It's going to allow you to now use actually no armor with the pistol a little bit more efficiently, and that allows you to have a little bit better eco round, start building that economy a little bit more early on.
Your rifle round gets a little more utility out on it.
Exactly.
Yep. No, I like it. I wish more teams would do it. Then again, force buys are easier on the T side based on map than the CT. But just gonna straight out run out, easy spray for these boys. They have no armor, barely any decent pistols. A Glock kill will come out on towards Ricky. Almost a second if a headshot came in. As Ali will get clothesline from Cutler, so 11-7. It's starting the CT sides. You can see both teams prefer that.
Yeah, and that was a clean round out of the CLG side. Only losing 1 person, keeping 4 players alive. That's the kind of eco round you want, losing 1 person at max. And that's what they want early on here. They're going to start building that economy, and they already have another buy out of themselves here right now. So great job from CLG, keeping those players alive through those eco rounds, and getting that economy under their belt. Optic right now going for that 5-man towards the inner bomb site early on here. No presence towards any other part of the map. This is interesting.
If they can catch Ethan, even force him back to the site and just give chase.
Well, the issue here is Ethan's got a full nade set playing towards that inner bomb site. So at any point, he's able to just delay the terrorist, bring a rotate in.
Yep.
But as of right now, he hasn't called anybody in. Generally, when that Brown Hall's presence starts being made, that's when you see it.
See the Z player come over.
But now the late rotation's coming in, and Ethan's on his own to frag out.
Now, he doesn't know anyone. Someone already made it to site. Alu will find Ethan. And now you'll see the team start to get aggressive. If they can push back all the way to back oil, back red, and take control of these back lanes, it'll make CLG's life just miserable for the retake. But who's defining Mixwell? Not a bad start. There is more that needs to be done as HS and Summit.
Ooh, good molly.
Oh, HS wants a fight.
Look at that molly, and that's going to force them off to save, and great round from Optic there. CLG saving 4 guns, however. That's exactly what you want.
That's the risk you run as CLG, right? When you don't have any quick rotators. A lot of teams will play someone on close Z.
Well, they had somebody close Z.
They're bomb site, right?
No, they had somebody close Z with that towards that bomb site. Unfortunately, though, we had Ethan not make that early call with that Brown Hall's presence, and that's what really costed him. Because before he knew it, well, he was isolated in that inner bomb site by himself. No rotations coming in. He had to come up big. Unfortunately, he's not able to get those frags, and that gives Optic the opportunity to move into a clean inner bomb site.
And by the time he calls it to his teammates, he's back trains, and there's already players not only out Pop Dog, out Rafters, and someone on site.
Exactly.
He was already surrounded. So at least they saved those rifles to get another rifle buyout. And going into this, Optic Gaming on 12. Not a lot of room for error now for CLG as the door starts to close smaller and smaller. As Optic Gaming will put on more rounds. And they're looking to try to pick Ethan. Perhaps they feel that the B site is very vulnerable with Ethan. So it looks like he's just going to fall all the way back. That's some passive play.
Well, this is the smartest position to be in when you're inside by yourself, is to go into that passive play, the full retake
Is
setup.
he going to get caught here? It's been a while since I've seen this shot actually find success. Just off the mark is Alu. That doesn't happen as much as it used to when it actually initially came out. So Ethan staying alive there lets him communicate, hey, there's an op upper Brown. Not sure what they're going to do, but he needs help, and you can see exactly Kusta rotates over. But a well-timed smoke from Cutler.
Yeah, Optic's setting up now for that outside execute. We have the ladder presence created. Mixwell being boosted above that ladder smoke. He's not going to be able to find a kill, but they do have themselves in a great position here to now explode on that outside bomb site.
Over comes the smoke from his teammates as Cutler E-Box loses his teammate and has to find 1v1. Isolate these players in Freiburg. Supporting that player, E-Box. Mixwell lucky to be alive, and as I say it, Ricky will put a bullet into his chest through E-Box, and even a leg shot onto Freiburg. Ricky moving, dodging, and finding shots as Alu trying to be just flashy here as his no-scope is just off the mark and can't find the required shot on towards Kusta. Big hold from CLG. And as soon as Optic Gaming came out and got the first, you think, okay, they're just going to snowball and run over here. But good on Ricky to stay alive as long as he did, fall back, and just allow rotations to come through from Z that weren't hampered, because I don't think there was a smoke towards Z even there. Oh, there was one, right?
They did have a smoke.
But they felt
the
comfortable coming through because Ricky stayed alive and got back sight.
Well, after Ricky legged the guy, he's
Yeah.
going to make that call if someone's legged, he's low. And at that point, you're going to force out to help your teammate because you know they're trying to get Ricky a back bomb. That's where you see Alu making that play onto the bomb train. Fortunately for CLG, they do a great job there picking up those frags.
One of the AKs already gone. So is the second. And so are 4 of Magic's boys' teammates. Quick round. Optic Gaming buy up AKs. They buy up what they can. And they go for a quick play out towards outer yard, and CLG having none of it right now. As you can see how comfortable both teams are on their CT side.
Man, CLG off to a great start here with the Seco round coming up is going to put them into that double-digit mark, 12-10. And now we're going to see that next gun round come out. If CLG are able to pick that up, go into 12-11, well, we may see a light force spike come from Optic, maybe even a save. And that's going to allow CLG to come right back to that 12-12 score line.
It's interesting to me. I feel like Ricky and Kusta take turns main opping. As that's a great shot. He's going to get pushed here. Finds a second. Knows he's still getting pushed. Gets down ladder. Great save over from Ethan to keep Ricky alive. And I feel like Ricky and Kusta take turns main opping, and I feel like it's map dependent.
I'm not too sure. I do see Kusta favor the op from time to time, but then there's also times where he does like to drop it. But that's just a testament to, you know, the
dynamic of this team.
Yeah, exactly. To the point where you can give up that op and you can know it's in safe hands. And right now, with it being in Ricky's hands at 23 frags,
he's playing really well.
I'd say he's doing a good job with it.
And they brought this back within 2 rounds. We said 11-4 is recoverable, and you can see why. As Ricky's going to get aggressive. He has 2 players from Optic Gaming on the other side of the double stack. How long is Ricky willing to hold, and how will Optic swing it? Good shot in the first. And they'll have a teammate support. He'll drop his own smoke. His teammate will throw a flash. And Ricky will get out of there. Great opening pick for CLG. Now they're starting to show a little more depth to the CT side. And we'll see how prepared Optic are going to be to answer back to that in the future.
And now they are going to move that extra player towards the inner bomb site. FNS is watching that heaven, supporting Ethan now. And that's a good job from CLG, not allowing that inner to just be understacked, I guess. Putting the appropriate amount of people needed, and Cutler looking like he's going to get himself a kill onto Alu here, and that's a 3-on-5 now.
Yeah, well placed is Cutler. No flashes, anything to help Optic walk out here. As Mixo will get the drop on him. A little too late to get this trade as you're down now 4-2 with 40 seconds. And that molly forces Mixo completely into the open. Will fade away through a smoke. But fighting into the site is going to take a mistake from CLG. A little overstep. And it's a flank from FNS. Gets the first. Mixwell is good for the trade, but the player from Heaven brings us to a 12-11 scoreline. This is happening now for CLG. As Optic Gaming perhaps are feeling the pressure of the T side. This is a couple times now where they've straight up tried to get towards outer yard. And again, it's CLG saying no.
Yeah, CLG have done a great job on this CT, and that's just showing that team chemistry, the rocks, the pillars that we spoke about earlier. Just allowing the players like Ethan and Kusu to come alive on the CT side, and they're doing a great job. 12-11 now for Optic. CLG have mounted that slow comeback, that slow crawl, and they're right back in this.
It's also important to note, Optic Gaming have only picked up 1 rifle round on their T side. With CLG picking up the pistols, making that clean sweep. Only 1 T side rifle round from 11-4 to now 12-11. So max loss for Optic Gaming. Of course, they'll go for just the half buy. Wait till they can get the rifles out. But this is where CLG will tie it, I'd imagine. Then again, I'm still optimistic that these pistols can get something. As Ricky will get boosted. And Optic Gaming not wanting to really rush into it. Just going through the motions with your pistols. Oh, that molly just got caught in that smoke. As Mitch's boy's going to find Kusta. And Alu's worked up towards Sandwich. The molly's going to force him up on towards the trains. And now the rifles will have their full effect against these pistols. They only had 1 set of armor. Maybe if they're able to go immediately on that first pick of Mitch's boy, they could have found something. But now we're all of a sudden tied up 12-12. And Optic Gaming will get another buy-in. But this is where things really start to heat up, and every round counts. At least weight-bearingly counts at this point.
This is a very important round. Look at the
Yep.
economy on CLG. Even if Optic are to win this, like you were saying, they need to keep the majority of their players alive. If they survive with one person going into this round, well, it's not a very successful round. You're going to see CLG buy up. They can even get that double op set up, no problem, right back. And that's where it starts getting scary for the Optic side. So not only do they need this round, but they need to string more than one round together here to really start breaking into that CLG economy that they've done a great job of building through this second half.
It'll take a lot from Optic to break it. And it's starting off with more aggression from CLG. They've already forced Freiburg out and to force him to hold T-Con with Alu. So CLG not wanting to give any breathing room to Optic Gaming whatsoever. As Optic Gaming 2-2-1, 2 top ladder, 1 Ivy, 2 T-Con. They're hoping for a little overstep from CLG, and maybe catching this aggression is the play for them here.
There's that Ivy presence. Ooh, Magic's going down to
That's
Ricky's
not
op
good.
here, and that's huge.
That's a great opening pick. As you can see, Cutler still has this aggressive stance. They will get ladder control. But CLG are set up for
Big
this.
try.
Alu, good trade immediately, though, from Cutler, who has bomb with 25 seconds, drops a molly on it. It's going to waste 8 seconds off the clock, spins around, will deal damage, but it's starting to turn around FNS and Ethan. Now with no pressure towards the A site, no control. Ethan's going to try to get some back as he swings around from Ivy.
Is he going to be able to catch Alu here? No, the bomb's going to go down,
Yep.
but he might be lucky enough to get himself a kill. Great shot from Alu, though. And now it's left to a 1-on-3. Finesse. The in-game leader, and he's going to go down.
Dead game leader.
13-12 for Optic here, and this is what I'm talking about now. They were able to keep 3 people alive in that session. That's a good job, but they also need to string these rounds together. They need to be able to start mounting rounds and making this comeback possible. If CLG buy back, pick up this round, well, I hate to say it, CLG becomes in the driver's seat. They force Optic onto that save, and they're going to be running away with this half. So very big round here coming in for the Optic side. Are they able to string this 14th round in?
And they go into the double ops on T side. That slows your pace down immediately. And they will give time for Mixo to work, and he'll work his magic indeed. Ricky gone.
That's exactly what they needed here. A numbers advantage with a minute 30 left. That allows them to move around, spread those CTs, and now we see Mixwell once again moving towards that inner bomb site. And is he going to be able to catch maybe Ethan out under him?
Ethan, oh, he's going up. Is Mixwell going to be prepared for this? Will spot the feet. Yeah,
Great
he's able
kill.
to transition up. Now the B site is completely open for Optic Gaming. You can see the bombs on its way. And Mixwell's just simply going to hold the Z peak. That smoke will allow them to get out if they wish, but HS is going to try to punish it. As Cutler gets out,
this is
HS hears
scary.
a sound cue, but it
Well,
still is
Cutler,
scary.
it does look like CLG's opting to go for it. I think they should have gone for a save right away because that inner bomb site, there's no way they're going to be able to retake it now. And on top of that, you see Magis, you see Alu around that ladder, and they're going to be coming in for the flanks at any moment here. So I hate to say it, but if CLG do opt to save in the next, 10, 15 seconds, well, I'm sorry, but you already have Magis behind you waiting.
They are already pinched. It's
Oh,
a
wow.
commit or die situation.
They're
Man
going
advantage
for it,
still
and they
for
might
Optic.
have it.
They are. FNS is going to push up. Smoke on the bomb. Can he find Freiburg dancing around? No, he
No.
can't. Optic go 14. And CLG committed. But Optic Gaming will say, no thank you.
Yeah, but fortunately for CLG,
They're
well,
loaded still, right?
they're loaded from that amazing earlier CT half that they have. They started off in phenomenal fashion here, picking up round after round, and that allows them now to lose 2 rounds in a row, but still buy in with no problem. So great job from CLG managing that economy, building that wallet, and really allowing themselves to play for the late half as well as the early, and getting themselves back into this game.
What's going to be the play? Where will Optic head? Because keep in mind, they still have those double ops, which can be hard to run on T-side train. It slows everything down, and it's very reliant on your oppers finding success. They found Ricky in the previous round, who's going to be the next player from CLG, perhaps to get caught out. And it seems like B, perhaps, is Optic's best chance here. Ethan seems hesitant to call for rotations early.
It's just a tricky site. You never want to be the one to call a rotation too early, bring that outside guy inside, and then really, allow your outside sight to weaken. So it's always better, you know, to not make the call unless you necessarily need to, but as a guy who plays inside, I've been caught many times by not making that call too early. So I understand exactly where he came from that angle. Unfortunately, though, 14 to 12 here. Great kill from Kusta, though, to start this off.
Is he going to get more? They're crossing
Nice.
sight, and Kusta gets Freiburg. That's bombed down. Someone from Optic has to pick that up and plant, as Kusta will call for the cavalry. And they are arriving, but Maxwell pushing up. Oil!
Oof.
No! Kusta spins on him. Magisk now has to make a big individual play as the bomb's about to get planted. As Magisk's nade may be good for a frag. No, just off the mark. But he deals damage to Ethan and Alu in a 1v5.
And they spotted
They
Alu
still didn't
now,
get the
and
bomb
there it
down.
is.
They didn't get the plant in at the end.
Well, they couldn't have got the plant in
Yeah.
at all. Unfortunately, the lanes were cut off by the ops. Alu was just looking for any kill he could and allowing his team to push up and make plays. Fortunately, his team not able to get any kills. That puts Alu hard pressed behind that pop dog, and then he gets spotted out. So, honestly, in that round, Optic, unfortunately, they had the right ideas.
Yep.
It just didn't go in their way there, and now CLG with their 13th round here. What a game we have in
Getting
front of
close.
us, Keith. Yeah.
Getting close. I think it's a pause, I'd imagine, from Optic Gaming here. Especially in a moment where everything seemed to be going your way 1 second, and immediately Kusta just denies it. Go up for the layup, and he just jumps up. The small little 5-foot boy jumps up and just smacks out of your hand. It's 14-13. Good call from Optic Gaming to go for a little bit of a half buy. One player had more cash than the others, so they do get an AK out of Magisk. And they will just get upgraded pistols around it. So giving themselves a fighting chance, but not fully committing, knowing they'll get rifles out in 14-14. And out comes Magisk Boy, pushing immediately towards the site. How ready are CLG going to be for this? Ricky has to be so careful as HS is going to find one of the players towards B, and Magisk Boy, his whole game plan is to get in towards Z, and you can see why. He shuts down two, and it's FNS alone. Great play from Optic Gaming on what was a half buy and AK whim, and it will turn into a win.
What a round out of Optic. What shouldn't have been a force buy, an easy round for CLG to tie it up, ends up being Optic's match point, basically. Optic sitting on 15 now. Great, great, great round out of them. And I hate to say it, but CLG backs up against the wall right now.
Yeah, I'm wondering what their money's going to be looking like. It looks like, yeah, they've expended all their cash, but it doesn't matter. They'll buy what they can. They still will get the double ops out. Both squads will rock it. As Ricky gets a leg, and Mixwell starts it off. That is a mouse breaker for Ricky, as Magisk Boy somehow beats out FNS into that one. FNS even had the initial peak in timing, as Kusta has to worry about Ivy and T-Con. He has one player in Sandwich. That is Cutler, who may get caught reloading. Gonna get peeked from back right. Can't win the duel. Just Kusta and Ethan. Can they hang on for CLG? As Kusta's gonna push in towards Old Hell, and Ethan's flanking. And just as the bomb's gonna get down, the question is, does Ethan get heard? Are they ready for ladder? And Kusta's already posted up on. Does he have success? Yes. Finds Magisk.
Oh, he got spotted.
Yeah, and Ethan spotted and gone from Freiburg.
game.
HS finds the last. Optic Gaming will take their opening BO1 16-13 over CLG in what was very close, very back and forth. It took a while for Optic Gaming to get rifle rounds out on the T side, but once they found success, and that big one round from Magisk where he bought the AK, pushed in towards Z, and HS opened it up towards B, really sealed the deal.
Yeah, phenomenal job from the Optic side here, and that's what I expected coming out from them. I feel like the individual skill going up against CLG, it does favor them a little bit more in this matchup, and it showed. Those rounds that they really needed, the rounds that looked like they were going to be saves, well, Optic comes out in phenomenal fashion, picks up great frags in each of those rounds, and, well, I hate to say it, but CLG seemed a little bit behind on the momentum for most of that match, really playing the catch-up game to Optic, and Optic just looking to close